Welcome to the English Story Well channel, your ultimate destination for captivating stories that enhance your English learning journey. Here, we believe that stories are not just a form of entertainment, but a powerful tool to improve your language skills. Let's go to started.
The Johnson family was about to embark on a new adventure. Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, along with their 3 children, Emily, the eldest at 12, Jake, who was 9, and little Lily, who was 5, were moving to a new town. Mr. Johnson had accepted a new job, and the family was excited but also nervous about the change. Their new home was a charming house with a large backyard in the small town of Meadowbrook. The town was known for its friendly community and beautiful scenery. As they pulled up to their new house, the kids were eager to explore. "Wow, look at all the trees!" Jake exclaimed, pointing to the tall oaks and maples that surrounded their new yard. Emily nodded. "I bet we can build the best treehouse ever." Mrs. Johnson smiled, pleased to see her children so excited. "Let's get unpacked first, and then we can start planning all the fun things we'll do." The Johnsons spent the rest of the day unpacking boxes and settling into their new home. By evening, they were exhausted but happy. As they sat down for their first dinner in the new house, they talked about all the new possibilities and adventures that awaited them. The next morning, the Johnson kids were eager to explore their new neighborhood. They decided to take a walk to the nearby park. As they arrived, they saw children playing on the swings, slides, and in the sandbox. "Let's go make some new friends," Emily said, leading the way. Jake and Lily followed her to the playground. Emily spotted a girl her age sitting on a bench reading a book. "Hi, I'm Emily," she said with a friendly smile. "We just moved here." The girl looked up and smiled back. "Hi, I'm Sarah. Welcome to Meadowbrook. What grade are you in?" "I'm going into 7th grade," Emily replied. "Me too," Sarah said excitedly. "We can be in the same class." Meanwhile, Jake and Lily had found a group of kids playing tag. Jake joined in immediately, while Lily, a bit shy, watched from the sidelines. A little boy with curly hair noticed her and came over. "Hi, I'm Ben. Do you want to play?" Lily nodded and took his hand, joining the game with a big smile on her face. By the time they headed home, the Johnson kids had already made new friends and felt more at ease in their new town. The treehouse project, one of the first projects the Johnson kids wanted to tackle, was building a treehouse in their backyard. Mr. Johnson was handy with tools and loved woodworking, so he was happy to help them. "Let's design it together," he suggested, spreading out some paper on the kitchen table. "What do you all want in your treehouse?" Emily, Jake, and Lily brainstormed ideas excitedly. "It should have a ladder and a rope swing," Jake said, "and a little balcony where we can sit and read," Emily added. "Can it have a pink door?" Lily asked hopefully. Mr. Johnson laughed. "A pink door it is." "Let's draw it all out." Over the next few weekends, the Johnsons worked together to build the treehouse. They sawed wood, hammered nails, and painted the door pink, just as Lily wanted. It was hard work, but they had a lot of fun doing it together. When the treehouse was finally finished, it was perfect. It had a sturdy ladder, a rope swing, a cozy balcony, and of course, a bright pink door. The kids spent hours playing in their new treehouse, pretending it was a pirate ship, a secret clubhouse, or a castle, a mysterious discovery. One sunny afternoon, Emily, Jake, and Lily were playing in the backyard when they noticed something shiny buried under a pile of leaves. Curious, they dug it out and discovered an old metal box. "What's inside?" Jake asked, his eyes wide with excitement. Emily carefully opened the box, revealing a collection of old photographs, letters, and a small journal. The photos showed a family that looked like they had lived many years ago, dressed in old-fashioned clothes. This must have belonged to the people who lived here before us, Emily said, flipping through the journal. Look, there's a map inside. The map was hand-drawn and showed the layout of the property with an X marked in one corner. It looks like a treasure map, Jake exclaimed. Let's follow it and see where it leads, Emily suggested. They followed the map, which led them to a big oak tree at the edge of their yard. Digging around the base of the tree, they found a small wooden box. Inside the box was a beautiful antique necklace and a note. The note read, "To whoever finds this necklace belonged to my grandmother. It has been in our family for generations. I hope it brings you as much joy as it did us." Margaret Green, 1923. The kids were thrilled by their discovery. They decided to keep the necklace safe and promised to take care of it as a treasure of their own. The family picnic. With summer in full swing, the Johnson family decided to have a picnic at Meadowbrook Park. They packed a basket with sandwiches, fruit, and cookies, and brought along a big blanket to sit on. When they arrived at the park, they found a shady spot under a big tree. The kids immediately ran off to play, while Mr. and Mrs. Johnson set up the picnic. After a while, the kids came back, hot and thirsty. They all sat down together to enjoy their meal. As they ate, they talked about their favorite things about their new town. "I like the park," Jake said, taking a big bite of his sandwich. "And the treehouse," Emily added. "I like my new friends," Lily said with a shy smile. Mrs. Johnson looked around at her family and felt a warm glow of happiness. "I'm so glad we're here together. It's been an adventure, but I think we're going to love it here." After lunch, they played games, flew a kite, and even tried to catch some butterflies. It was a perfect day, and the Johnsons felt more like a family than ever. Back to school. As summer came to an end, it was time for the Johnson kids to start at their new schools. Emily and Jake were a bit nervous, but excited to see their new friends again. Lily was starting kindergarten, and she was both excited and a little scared. On the first day of school, Mrs. Johnson walked Lily to her classroom. Lily held her mother's hand tightly but relaxed when she saw her friend Ben from the park. "Hi, Lily," Ben called out. "Come sit with me." Mrs. Johnson kissed Lily on the forehead and watched her join Ben at a table. "You'll do great, sweetie," she said before leaving. Emily and Jake had their own adventures on the first day. Emily was happy to see Sarah in her class, and they quickly became best friends. Jake made new friends too, and even joined the soccer team. When they all came home that afternoon, they had lots of stories to share about their first day. "I love my new teacher," Lily said. "And I made a new friend named Mia. School here is awesome," Jake said. "I can't wait for soccer practice," Emily nodded. "It was a great day. I'm really glad we moved here." Halloween fun. As autumn arrived, the Johnsons got excited for Halloween. The kids planned their costumes weeks in advance. Emily decided to be a witch, Jake chose to be a pirate, and Lily wanted to be a fairy princess. Mr. and Mrs. Johnson helped them make their costumes, and soon they were ready for the big night. They decorated the house with spooky lights, carved pumpkins, and even set up a haunted pathway in their yard. After trick-or-treating, they returned home to find that their haunted pathway had been a big hit with the neighborhood kids. The Johnsons sat together, eating candy and talking about their favorite parts of the night. "This was the best Halloween ever," Jake said, munching on a chocolate bar. "Yeah, and we made so many new friends," Emily added. On Halloween night, the kids couldn't wait to go trick-or-treating. The neighborhood was full of children in costumes, and everyone was having a great time. Emily, Jake, and Lily collected a huge haul of candy and had fun seeing all the other costumes. After trick-or-treating, they returned home to find that their haunted pathway had been a big hit with the neighborhood kids. The Johnsons sat together, eating candy and talking about their favorite parts of the night. "This was the best Halloween ever," Jake said, munching on a chocolate bar. "Yeah, and we made so many new friends," Emily added. Lily nodded, her fairy wings drooping with tiredness. "I love our new home," she said, leaning against her mother. Mrs. Johnson smiled, hugging her children close. "I do too, Lily." "I do too." Winter Wonderland. Winter arrived in Meadowbrook. And with it came snow. The Johnson kids had never seen so much snow before, and they were thrilled. As soon as the first big snowstorm ended, they bundled up in their warmest clothes and headed outside. "Let's build a snowman," Emily suggested. They worked together, rolling big snowballs and stacking them to make the body and head. Jake found sticks for the arms, and Lily insisted on giving the snowman a pink scarf. They used rocks for the eyes and mouth, and a carrot for the nose. When they were finished, they stood back to admire their work. "He's perfect," Lily said proudly. Next, they had a snowball fight, laughing and chasing each other around the yard. Even Mr. and Mrs. Johnson joined in the fun, throwing snowballs and making snow angels. That evening, they warmed up with hot chocolate and told stories by the fireplace. The warmth of the fire and the coziness of their home made them feel even closer as a family. As the days passed, they enjoyed more winter activities. They went ice skating at the local rink, sledding on the nearby hill, and even took a trip to a Christmas tree farm to pick out the perfect tree. Decorating the tree was a special event. They hung lights, ornaments, and tinsel and topped it with a shiny star.